Previously on Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Of course, we're also going to explore somebody being stuck.
And now back to teaching students about war.
The newly crowned king of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, Dimitri, has declared fealty to the Church of Seiros and is raising an army in preparation for all-out war with the Empire. As leader of the Alliance, Claude maintains a facade of neutrality amidst infighting between those who support and those who oppose the Empire.
Jeez.
Meanwhile, the Black Eagle Strike Force plans to capture Alliance territory before Edelgard takes the war to the Kingdom and the Church of Seiros. With sights set on capturing Deirdre at the center of House Regan's territory, she leads a march across the Great Bridge of Myrddin to establish a bridgehead.
All this for one cutscene, because you know, this is great.
We're about to commence our attack on the Great Bridge of Myrddin. But first, allow me a moment of your time.
What do you need?
It is something that I can only ask of you. Listen well.
Okay.
It concerns Lady Edelgard's uncle, the regent of the Empire, Lord Arundel.
Oh, Wando?
Although he is currently cooperating with Her Majesty, he maintains his own sizable military troops. It seems to me that his plans differ from our own. I assume you recall a certain group's scheming from 5 years ago? Solon and Kranya. They both served Lord Arundel.
What? Why must we cooperate?
Professor, I understand how you must be feeling, considering what they did to your father. I know it must be foul to even consider cooperating with their kind. However, their power is essential for us at present. Edelgard also strongly opposed the idea at first. Our enemy is the Church of Seiros itself. It cannot be toppled with the Empire's might alone. Those working under Lord Arundel are extremely hostile toward the Church, and the enemy of our enemy is... well, I think you sufficiently understand by now.
Yeah. Also, I can see you on the line, hey. You said that's a good idea.
Until all of Fodlan is united, it is a necessary evil. As for how we deal with him afterward, time will tell. Regardless, Her Majesty and I wish to join our power with yours. You should know that in her heart, Her Majesty regards that group as enemies of herself and her family. They used her father, the former emperor, as a puppet, and murdered her siblings with their vile experimentation. I believe Her Majesty may have told you some of this herself. That is why this was a very painful decision for her to make. I will do all I can to ensure her suffering is not in vain. And I hope I can count on you to do the same.
Thank you, Hubert. I'll do all I can.
As for all I have told you, please keep it in mind as we march forward. More importantly, I implore you to fight as best you can for Edelgard. From the bottom of my heart, I beg this of you.
Alright, I will. I won't let you down. Jeez, these long times are just starting to become like once per cutscene. It's weird. Ooh, boo ba da da doo. Ba ba da da doo. Ba 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 da boo. Ba 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 da boo. Ah ba 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 da boo. Ah ba ba da boo.
We'll be capturing the Great Bridge of Myrddin, a key strategic location of the Leicester Alliance. Claude will surely be sending reinforcements, so we must prevail before they arrive.
Our opponent is Judith, the so-called hero of Daphnel. We can handle her, so long as we don't get careless.
The boy said to run if I was in danger, but I could never do that. I'll hold out until reinforcements arrive.
Oh. With the enemy commander. Okay.
What's my strategy?
Luckily, I'm still trained in both. And you're dead.
I must lead them well.
Training man, screw you. You.
For the Empire.
I'll cut a bloody path.
Experience obtained. Nice level up.
A laughable improvement, but it's something.
It's something.
My turn?
More fighting.
Steady now. I can do this!
Yay, critical hit. A boost.
For the future of Vogtland. I've got to pull it together. I'll cut through.
Alright, that's for you guys. What can you do?
I do this for all of us.
I suppose you can't really go for that far.
What's the plan?
You could just move it on.
Let's make this quick.
Enemy phase.
Try to keep up!
10 damage.
Predictable.
Miss. Miss. It's over. I still have critical hits on my side.
It won't be.
And I saw you at close range. Clearly you know that by now. I'm in. That's a heal's work.
Let's keep up the pace.
Interesting.
I've no time to idle.
I am getting.
Busted sword, go away. Yeah, do that.
It's win or die.
It's win or die.
Maybe it's...
Shall I have?
Gambit boost!
Take full advantage.
I suppose we've actually changed the looks since then.
Wouldn't. For Her Majesty.
Ah, crap. I'm just gonna redo that turn.
For Her Majesty.
There we go.
What a bother.
I have so many turns. It's not a huge waste if I accidentally
Steady now.
use it belong to me.
What's the plan?
The plan is that you go over here and kill this enemy. Or at least weaken it.
I do this for all of us.
Whatever works.
Let's make this quick.
I'm awake.
I'm awake.
I'll cut through.
Come on, bear.
Pretty good, huh? Maybe this'll help me keep steady.
Maybe you will.
Is that it?
safe. Claude sent me here with reinforcements.
Why do I have to put up with orders from that false leader?
Because you're from the smallest noble house in all the Alliance, you whiner.
Enemy reinforcements. We didn't finish in time. Don't let them secure the ballista.
Don't worry. I already got that pretty much handled. There you go.
Doesn't matter who you are. I won't hold back, and I won't fall to the Empire.
Let's win this already.
Whoa! Jeebus!
Judith, I'm sorry. I leave the rest to you.
Leone, you had such a full life ahead of you. I wish I could take your place.
There's no reason I should die in this place. It's time for me to return home.
Wow, okay. Coward. That was a quick choice for a coward.
Today I was lucky.
For the Empire.
Critical hit! Jeebus!
Fate of foemen.
Just like that.
What's my strategy?
All is going to plan.
Yeah, all going to fan, alright.
Not.
I wasn't about to let you go.
Battalion of Lup. Sweet.
No time for accolades.
My turn?
Heal yourself.
More fighting.
And turn.
This is it. Claude, I'm sorry. I couldn't defend the bridge. All who are able, retreat!
Don't let her escape. If we can take her out now, the Daphne territory will be ours. That will allow us to march safely through the Alliance.
Oh, come on.
Little scratch won't stop me.
I hate this feeling. Not...
Be careful.
You can die.
You lost that one.
Please don't go away, please.
I'll cut a bloody path.
I don't want to restart this fight again. Please don't. I don't think I can do it in time. Unless I can get a good amount of range on him. I just can't. I want to see it happening.
This could turn the tides.
I'm annoyed. I can't really stop it. This is frustrating.
Just
Stop it!
be careful.
Stop it! Kill him! Thank you! Holy crap! Thank you!
It looks like I'm done for. Claude, I'm sorry.
No escape! Freaking no escape! Suck it!
That took too much effort.
Alliance soldiers! Judith has fallen. Further conflict is futile. If you surrender, your lives will be spared. Lay down your weapons immediately.
Not the way I wanted that battle to end, but here we be.
You have all fought well. With this victory, we now have a foothold in the Alliance. The Imperial Army will cross the Aramid River and push the front lines forward. The fight will continue, but do not allow that to stop you from taking pride in our hard-won victory.
Ah, this should put a stop to one of Edelgard's choice phrases. Well done, Professor. I believe it was, if only the Professor were here, we could forge ahead and change the tides of this war.
Ferdinand, it is not necessary to tell the Professor such things.
We're not the only ones benefiting. The whole Imperial Army is stronger now.
Heck yeah!
Yes, it seems the Empire finally has both of its legs to stand on. Don't you agree?
You make it sound as though I can't run the Empire on my own.
I mean, you kinda can't, really.
Perhaps it's more apt to say that the Pegasus has recovered its horn.
Judith of Daphne. What a magnificent warrior. I'm happy to have the Professor back just like old times, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this cruel exchange of lives.
That's war in a nutshell.
When there is something you must not be conceding, you must keep fighting. The fighting has been continuing for 5 years. But now I am again witnessing the Professor's power. I hate fighting. But with the Professor here, maybe it's slightly less terrible? Oh, but everyone is working so hard. Stop it, Bernie. You can't be the only one complaining.
I'm glad to see everyone so inspired. It seems the reappearance of the Professor has done much to raise your morale.
Do you not feel the same, Hubert? Come now, be honest with yourself. Now, we must take advantage of the situation and blaze ahead. Our path is still a long one.
Right.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Guardian Moon, the Master Tactician.
Oh boy.
Having crushed the Alliance's army and captured the Great Bridge of Murden, the Imperial Army prepares to attack Deirdre, the Alliance's base of operations.
All these loading screens, good lord, I know they've been cut out entirely, but still, good lord, jeez, so many loading screens for just one cutscene at a time. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Professor, what is your opinion of Claude? I can't help but wonder what sort of impression he made on you.
You would be a good king.
Interesting. I've never thought of him like that. However, I know you have a keen eye for potential. After all, as leader of the Leicester Alliance, he has managed to protect his entire territory all this time.
How has he done that?
Since the beginning, territories within the Alliance have been split between those who support the Empire and those who oppose it. Claude has been acting as an intermediary between the two, essentially keeping the Alliance pacified.
I see.
As both sides are of equal strength, he's created a situation which they've all agreed to avoid fighting each other and causing undue bloodshed.
Interesting.
By carrying on as though the Alliance is united, he's minimized the Empire's influence there.
It's quite impressive how well his bold scheme has worked out. However, he is walking on thin ice. One wrong move and the Alliance will shatter. Speaking of Claude, Your Majesty, we should not delay in our invasion of the Alliance. It would seem that Claude has some fresh scheme up his sleeve, to no one's surprise.
Good.
Is that so?
Yes. The people of Deirdre have suddenly found it difficult to leave or enter the city. We can safely assume he is preparing for battle, but I am certain his plans extend beyond that as well. Do you not think we should take Deirdre at once?
Deirdre, the aquatic capital. A city floating on the ocean certainly poses a challenge. Since it's deep within Regan territory, we haven't had the opportunity to attack it directly. However, now that we have control of the Great Bridge of Murden, our situation has changed drastically. They can no longer expand their supply line into the Empire, and so we can finally attack Regan territory.
House Regan is not only Claude's house, but also the flagship of those who oppose the Empire within the Alliance. If House Regan falls, the other Alliance lords will be tripping over themselves to join us. That is why we cannot fail to take Deirdre.
Right. Let's go.
Confidence is one thing, Professor, but see to it that you do not underestimate Claude.
I won't.
The leader of the Alliance has had many things said about him. They say he is unbeatable in a battle of intellect. I hear they call him the Master Tactician.
What is on my agenda for this afternoon?
Professor Hanneman, may I have a moment of your time?
Ah, it's you. Very well. I am quite busy, but if you are here to discuss my crest research, I would be happy to oblige.
I'll pass on that offer. I'm just hoping you'll explain something to me.
Oh, I doubt if I have anything of particular interest to share.
Why did you abandon your noble standing in the Empire? And don't say it was for your crest research. There are institutes for that within the Empire. You could easily have remained a noble and still been able to visit Garrick Mach, or request the cooperation of the Church.
Certainly that was an option, but I desired a better research environment. Treasures and holy artifacts reside here that cannot be examined by someone outside the Church. I required access to those things, no matter the cost.
But surely your noble status would have allowed you greater funding and resources. Even secrets of the Kingdom and the Alliance would have been easier to obtain as a noble of the Empire.
What you say is true. I cannot deny that. Both paths have advantages and disadvantages.
I see you're unwilling to be forthcoming on that topic.
I don't know what you mean.
I've heard that you used to enthusiastically research crests for the Empire. You abandoned the Empire, yet retained your focus on crest research. I just wanted to know why.
I feel your suspicions of me are unwarranted. I haven't the time now, but perhaps I will tell you more if the opportunity arises.
Interesting.
Hubert, my boy, it's rather rare for the two of us to see one another with no one else around, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is.
I was good friends with your father, you know. Perhaps this is fate, eh? Of course, when I left the Empire, I broke off my friendship with him. And, well, everyone else.
You were right to sever ties with such a miserable piece of filth.
Sharp words, Hubert. Contemptible though your father may be, he is still your father.
Don't overcomplicate it. I will not forgive him. Ever. Contemptible is just the right word for the wretch. Do you truly know what kind of man my father was?
I assume you're talking about the insurrection of the Seven.
What?
At the time, I was already at Garrick Mach. I know nothing more than hearsay. That said, I found it hard to believe that Lord Vestra would challenge the Emperor like that.
Yet that's exactly what he did. Since the dawn of the Adrestian Empire, House Vestra has served House Hresvelg as the Emperor's right hand. My father spat on a legacy of loyalty and devotion that had lasted 1100 years. He conspired with the ministers to usurp power from the Emperor and Lady Edelgard.
In your father's defense, the Emperor was attempting to take power from the Seven Houses.
Seven?
The Emperor's reform was an attempt to concentrate power in the hands of the throne. The nobles put a stop to that. Emperor Ionius lost the ensuing power struggle.
Now it is the nobles' turn to suffer defeat. Her Majesty will crush all who oppose her.
You hope she can cease this never-ending conflict? That's quite a goal, Hubert.
I mean, he's not wrong. He certainly isn't.
Felix, my goodness, I swear you're always training. Such a hard worker. So strong. Hello? Felix?
What?
You can hear me. Oh, that's good. I was worried maybe your ears didn't work.
What do you want?
Oh, nothing. Nothing in particular, I mean. But now that I'm here, and now that you've asked, when you finished up, do you think you'd like to join me in the dining hall for something sweet?
I'll pass. I don't like sweets. Also, you're a nuisance. Stay away from me.
Felix, that's rude. I thought we were on the same side in this war. Anyway, you sound like you're shooing away a stray cat.
Shh, shut up.
I am not a stray cat, Felix, and I am not leaving until you take a moment to chat with me.
You are a pest. Fine, do what you will.
Oh, you better believe I am going to keep doing exactly what I will. Maybe instead of a sweet treat, we can get something spicy. Would you like that? I've heard the dining hall is serving a dish with some Western spices in it. Does that sound good, Felix? Would you like something spicy instead of sweet?
You're distracting me. When I am hungry, I will eat. Alone. Stop squawking at me.
Well, since you asked so nicely, I'll leave you in peace. Goodbye, Felix.
Finally.
Jeez. Even though you guys come from like two different houses, like, good lord. Nothing's just... Nothing's going past everybody. Anyway, time to save and explore. So if this come back, they can blame it all on me.
So we've somehow managed to take the Great Bridge of Murden. That means House Gloucester should now be ready to join the fold more formally. We've blown a major hole in Claude's plan to preserve the Alliance.
Yep.
We should press on to Deirdre before he has the opportunity to adjust his strategy.
Right.
In order to defeat a formidable foe, you must first learn who they are. How much do you know about the Alliance? The Leicester Alliance unites the feudal lords of that region. It holds regular roundtable conferences where they vote on their policies. However, only the 5 great lords are permitted to vote: Duke Goneril, Count Gloucester, Count Ordelia, Margrave. Their titles were originally granted to them by the royal family of Fargus about 300 years ago. The Alliance was still part of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, you see.
Yes, I'm quite aware of that.
I wish we could settle all of this before the fighting begins, don't you? I wish it dearly, but few others feel that way. They fight in a bloody battle, take countless lives, and then finally come to understand defeat. They refuse to admit when they're beaten, and they keep it up until they've been utterly defeated. Of course, I understand that sacrifice is inevitable. But if they're going to surrender after being defeated anyway, why raise a weapon in the first place?
I don't know. I don't know. Ah, good. Yay! B+.
I figured I'd have a look at how the kingdom is holding up while I was on the road. So I took a trip up north despite the cold. But the borders were closed on every road. I wasn't even able to get into the kingdom. Every crossing point was guarded by grim-looking armed soldiers. It was all very imposing.
Oof, that sounds harsh. Must be making sure no assassins get in. Excuse me.
Professor? Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Deirdre is known as the aquatic capital. It's a beautiful town with streets that seem to float on the water and an impressive harbor. In times of peace, it would be a wonderful place for a holiday. Anyway, best of luck in the next battle.
Thank you.
Hey!
I thought I was ready for this. But it's not easy to fight against my old schoolmates.
I know.
I was in the Golden Deer House, so I have a lot of memories with them.
Fair enough. It's on for me too.
Really? It is? I wish that we could resolve this without violence. Then again, precisely because they're old friends, I wouldn't leave this to someone else. I have to assume responsibility.
Fair enough.
Claude, eh? He always was sharp among his peers. Never let himself get caught up in conventions. He wasn't typical in Fodlan. Then there's Rhea and King Dimitri. I'd stay on their good sides, for different reasons.
I have no desire to kill him, but...
Yeah, well, if that's the only way forward, it can't be helped.
A pleasure to come again.
A pleasure to come again. Okay, that's just weird. Okay, I'm just gonna stop.
I never do get used to the sight of blood. It always makes me feel as if I might faint. I suppose I told you that, though, yes? I have no idea how you cope with it. I hope this war ends soon. I dislike being lightheaded because other people are bleeding everywhere. It's all a great deal of bother. But I will do my part, of course.
Since the past, I have learned much of the language of Fodlan. But speaking the Fodlan language still gives me difficulty.
I can tell.
I can understand, read, and write with nearly perfection now. But understanding and speaking are fruits of a different color.
Everyone has a weak spot.
Yes. I will keep practicing more.
Okay. Good. Fort Landy. Challenging to engineer. The Caesar Fist has swarmed the waters of honor for countless generations. Okay, that one did. Okay, fine. That was just not enough support.
I wish it. They
I feel like I have to give you more gifts. So if this doesn't. Not surprised. Okay. There we go. There we go, that worked. That worked. That worked well. Back down to warp to a different floor. Over there. Okay. 3 houses.
This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. See you again soon.
Lag.
Thanks.
Quest complete. Thank you. Ah! Don't think you could hide that from me. I'm the master of finding things! And everybody knows it!
Deirdre, huh? I've always wanted to go there. In Fargus, most of the towns are pretty much glorified fortresses. So, to hear about a place called the Aquatic Capital, it just sounds so elegant. Let's go for a leisurely visit someday, promise? You know, after the war is over.
Sure. Would love to.
Professor, I think you should be made aware of a certain group working with the Imperial Army.
I know, Hubert told me.
They are the same lot that invented a technique to turn monsters into war assets. It's quite obvious their trick draws on the power of the Creststones, but there is something more to it than that. Some secret I have yet to decipher. I suppose I need to better understand what kind of people they are. Who are they? What do they want? For her part, Miss Edelgard is cooperating, yet does not hide her hostility towards them. I suspect we should prepare, in case the day should come when we must combat these strange people.
Yeah, sure, I know.
5 years ago, during the attack on this place, you allowed me to join your side.
Yes, you did.
Since then, I've risen through the ranks. And now I'm a general leading my own army. In this invasion of the Alliance, I've been entrusted with maintaining the supply lines and keeping the Goneril territories under control. That's why I won't be accompanying you to Deirdre. Please look after Lady Edelgard.
I will. Don't worry.
Now that we've seized the Great Bridge of Myrddin, House Gloucester is comfortable aligning itself with the Empire. The path to Regan lands lies straight before us. Our clash with Claude draws nearer by the moment.
Yep. Will we put up a hard fight?
I certainly hope so. I would be quite disappointed if my greatest rival were to simply roll over. I know Claude better than anyone. He is a schemer. No doubt he has some trap for us in mind. Let us be vigilant, Professor.
Right.
Without the support of the pro-imperialist lords, the Alliance is greatly weakened. Even so, I don't feel great about all this. We're gonna be fighting Claude.
We can definitely win.
Even so, we should stay alert. Claude won't be caught off guard. Neither should we.
Right.
Even with you here, this battle will be very challenging.
Yeah, I can tell.
Didn't they used to call Claude the Master Tactician? I want a nickname too. Maybe I'll get one if I can defeat him at Deirdre. I'll come up with a plan that'll beat his and earn a nickname for sure.
Yeah, sure, you think about that. Something seems odd here. It's like two Lucifiers are looking into a mirror. Technically a third one because there's one over there. This is weird, I'm just gonna go before I get knocked to death.
Yes? Oh, it's you, Professor. I was certain it was Hubert coming to drag me back to my duties. Your Majesty, you must know your supreme talents are needed at present. Why not gaze at these documents instead of the sky?
That sounds like Hubert.
Doesn't it? And the worst part is that he's always right, so I can't even argue with him. But that's enough about Hubert for the moment. While I have your attention, I'd like to thank you for your help in that last battle. As you well know, I'm perfectly capable of commanding the army by myself. However, when you're around, it's somehow different. I'm not sure I can properly explain it. I suppose your perspective on the battlefield is simply sharper than mine. When you're devising tactics and tricks for us, it's almost as though you can read the enemy's mind. There's no getting around it. Your talent for strategy far exceeds my own. I'm quite jealous, in all honesty.
Sometimes I'm jealous of you too.
Is that a fact? Well, if you insist. I suppose a flower from another's field is always more beautiful. I'll admit, I think of you as rather detached. So to hear that you have emotions such as jealousy is something of a relief.
Is it? I could say the same to you.
I can't deny it. Ever since I underwent those procedures, I have certainly distanced myself from the ordinary world.
It seems we're fated to be friends.
Friends. That word somehow doesn't seem adequate. Besides, we've been friends for a long time, you and I. By now, we're so much more than that, at least in my mind.
And so?
You know, instead of Edelgard, you can call me just Elle, if you so please. That's what my parents and closest sisters used to call me when I was little.
No.
Now there's no one left who calls me Elle. But with you, well, I think I could allow it. In fact, It would mean a great deal to me.
Ew. Why is that?
Why? Well, you have stood beside me and shared my burdens. As I said, you are much more than a friend. In truth, you are like family to me. I suppose that's why.
I suppose so. Level A. You can just go to S support any time. I don't have to battle as much. Seems a little bit weird. You have to wait until after the war ends? I got like 3 people. I got like 3 people already at this ranks. What does this mean? Have they even devised a hero ending for this game? That's so weird. I'm not sure if it's all random, but I hope it's not random. Jeez, the lag.
I'm happy when we win battles, and I'm always relieved when our friends make it back safe. On the other hand, it's hard to watch the enemy die. Even worse when it's someone you know. Perhaps it would have been better if I'd just stayed with the opera.
I don't think so.
You're right, Professor. I'll never regret the choices I've made.
Maybe. Deirdre, the aquatic capital. I've heard it's a magnificent city, you know? If we're going, I wish it wasn't to wage war. It'd be more fun to visit with a cute girl on my arm.
Same. Maybe once the war is over.
You're right. That's something to look forward to. I have been wondering something.
What is it?
If I had not been your student, where would I be right now? Who would I be?
You'd be my enemy. That's about the shortest version of it. You'd be my enemy.
Do you ever think about that sort of thing, Professor?
Like, what if I had a different path?
So you do think about such questions. You can never find answers, though, right? We cannot turn back time. So there is no way to go back and try a different path.
Technically, I do. I just really can't prove it to you.
Think about that sort of thing, Professor? So you do think we cannot...
If you travel east from the Alliance and cross Fodlan's throat, you enter the land of Almyra. House Goneril's territory touches the eastern border of the Alliance. They also have Lord Holst, the most valiant warrior in the Alliance. Tasked with keeping watch over the Almyrans' movements, he rarely leaves Goneril territory.
I see.
Big brother always gets so fired up. Better keep an eye on him. Oh, sorry. I was just talking to myself. I hear you're heading out to Deirdre. Good luck with the battle.
Thank you.
Remember the Death Knight who stabbed me 5 years ago?
Yes, I do.
Of course you do. How could you forget? Well, it turns out he's a general in the Imperial Army. He leads the Western Front against the Kingdom.
But who is he exactly?
Once I knew he was at Garreg-Mach, I stormed right up to him, told him who I was and what he did, and he offered me an apology. I'm talking about a sincere, heartfelt, solemn apology. What a letdown. What's going on with that guy anyway? Who is he under that mask?
I wanted that too!
Hey there. Lately, the Kingdom and the Knights of Seros haven't made any significant moves.
Will we meet the Death Knight again?
I don't suppose they're going to stand by and watch while we attack Deirdre, though. That's why I've doubled our guard and instructed them to be extra vigilant. I will keep Garreg-Mach safe. It is my duty and responsibility.
Judith of Daphnel, you are a force to be reckoned with. You will not be forgotten.
What do you mean she was supposed to be reckoned with? It's supposed to be a portal. She started running away! She was not a force to be reckoned with!
In another life, I might have fought by her side.
Yep, you would have. Eventually. I understand the sentiment.
It's a harsh truth, but it's the truth nonetheless. We can't change the past.
I hear Claude's earned himself a rather colorful nickname. He does whatever it takes to win. I like that. It will be especially satisfying to defeat him.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what his next move is.
Same here.
Do you ever regret taking the path you did?
No.
Ha! The very model of a leader. I should take a page out of your book. Whatever path you choose going forward, I'll follow you without question.
Ah, so you do it 4 more times then. What? Nothing.
Claude. Claude. Which one was he again?
Gondil.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course I remember him. It's just... I can't picture his face. Don't remember what he looks like. I'm not sure if I ever knew.
Because you never leave your room.
Oh well,
he's just another enemy now, isn't he? What? Am I not supposed to say that?
Just teach me, Bo.
To tell you the truth, I used to be a knight of Seros. But at some point, I just couldn't follow the Archbishop anymore. I ran away in secret and decided to join the Imperial Army.
I see.
When I found Alois here, it made me feel much better. It meant I'd made the right decision. Ever since that day you disappeared, the Archbishop has been completely different.
Oh, will be for the other 2 times, I believe. Because, you know, why not?
She started laughing as if she was possessed and spouting complete gibberish.
Force mount be inevitable. It's only inevitable. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this game has, like, some massive ways you can actually change up the story. Like, you could recruit, like, almost everybody from the other houses, and you could literally just make it so that Dimitri nor Claude has much of former classmates fighting back. It's strange to think about, but honestly, it kind of feels accomplishing once you do. Granted, it's difficult, but some people have pulled it off, so it's not impossible. Oh, this is a lot more effort. Okay, I see we're using this one now. Fair enough. Let's handle group tasks again. Wow.
Nothing worth celebrating.
Seems after all this time you still got it, didn't ya?
Praise isn't necessary, really.
Again, for the second time in a row, LD. Jeez.
I'm improving.
Good work,
Nothing
El.
worth celebrating.
Jeez. He's doing well. Putting talent. CO speed.
I got it right?
Wow. Freaking free goods. Come on. Freaking goods, man. 69.
A question.
I prefer to use stealth tactics to assassinate my foes on the battlefield, but you take a different approach. Why is that? They're opposed to what to risk if they fail.
Whatever you say.
Okay, it wasn't satisfactory, but whatever. No, don't stand out much, but I've been thinking about how to turn our weakness into a strength. It's gonna do a move around the battlefield unnoticed. I need to bust up my sword and bow skills, though. But you're already an assassin! Ignaz, come on! I've already trained you to be an assassin like 5 years ago. You haven't changed since then. Come on! Whatever, just go on.
Huh? Professor?
It's very late.
Please take my apologies. I lost time while I was training. War is life and death. Training has great importance. I will keep training now. I hope your night is good.
You should get some rest.
I need to have more training. There are things that I have not done yet. Things that have to be done for the future. I have to try with hardness. Training, studying, socializing. I will not always be having time to do those things. And speaking the language of Fodlan, I worry I will never be doing it just right.
Why do you try so hard?
Why? Because the position of Bridget is weak. Fodlan and Dagda are big. Bridget is a small island in the middle of them. Bridget has great beauty, but little power. We will not survive unless we get more strength. I will lead Bridget, and so I have responsibility. I have to have more strength than anyone.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps you're right.
Yes. That is why I have to give it my best try. I am an ally of everyone, and I have belonging with our squad. That is also why I try with hardness. You can always be counting on me. But you should know that one of these days will be when I return to Bridget. Before that day, do not try stopping me from trying. And please, keep watching over me. With you, I can try with more hardness than I could alone.
Petra. I'll do my best.
Put your heart into it, Ferdinand. It'll be over sooner if you do.
Yes, right. I will try not to slow you down.
Nothing could slow me down for something trivial like this. A decent result. At least we didn't run into any issues.
It is my fault, I am afraid. I really dragged us down.
It's still good. Still good. It's not bad.
Something appears to be wrong with my throat.
So it means. So it's the same we can't keep fleeing. Unless it's the force mount. What? Like, not against the church. This map doesn't seem familiar at all.
I'll wait.
But have more people trying to get level ups than just still be overpowered still. I want to give it some chance to define the strategies of this game. The first half of this game.
Each battle a victory.
Okay, fancy animation.
I'll cut a bloody path. A waste of time.
Shouldn't expect this incredibly convenient.
Winning is what matters. Maybe... Still here.
Level up. Body in. The lion. Still go with the lion. Just feels weird otherwise. You want it!
Not for myself. For
Don't know why I know that. It's pretty fine without doing that. Oh, not this beach. No, not this place again. I have great memories here. Oh, yeah. Well, all horse units can fall back. You're literally useless here.
No mercy.
Level up.
I believe
Level up.
Battle. I'll dirty my hands.
Level up.
There is. It's life or death.
It's life or death. What do you mean?
I'll cut a bloody path.
I can do this as many times as I want.
By any means necessary.
Come on.
Marvel at her for her grand ambitions.
There we go.
Let's make this
Got something to work. You're dead. Level up. You're the first to die. Excuse you.
Not my.
Battalion level up. Really nice. Nice, I guess.
I'm stronger than before.
Of course, mid-recording, my phone decides, hey, I'm out of storage space, stop everything! Hey, we need to effects to be prepared for storage beforehand, but now I have a fast version, I have to transfer it to Google Drive rather than forgetting it. Just open the access to have more space on my hard drive before I get stuck having to read it. Of course, I'll be editing, like, as I go on, but enough talk. And you attack with another meteor to kill the one guy way far away from everybody and gain a level up because I'm just that cheap.
All the... Everyone's equal in battle.
Oh, I thought you were dead. I thought you were dead. I thought you were gonna die.
I'll cut a bloody path.
Thankfully, you didn't die.
What a bother.
What a bother.
I'm awake.
I'm awake. Actually, I need you to heal her.
Put me in there.
Freaking oh no, it's so powerful.
Win.
But if I was a fist, then it was an actual weapon, right?
I do this for all of us. Let's make this quick.
My turn.
I can help too.
Gambit boost.
Take ignorance is deadly.
4 turns. Or that just to end one thing. Needs more reason. Actually, that's face. I don't know why. I confused that. I don't know why I confused face with reason. Divas, 3 in a row. Psychic. There you go. Should be on par with Hot. And I believe in a goddess, but I do believe in you. You've taught us all so much, Professor. You even taught me to have faith. Sure.
It seems I am discovered. I suppose that means assassination is out of the question. At least for now.
What do you think you're doing?
Merely keeping an eye on you, for the moment. Nothing to be concerned over. Unusually watchful. Difficult to steal upon in slumber. Perhaps an odorless, tasteless poison.
You know I can hear you.
The Edelgard certainly took interest in a difficult one this time.
Why are you following me?
I suppose that question does warrant a response, considering it may mean your life. The answer requires me to explain some of the complex internal politics of the Empire. Are you familiar with Volkard von Arundel? He is Lady Edelgard's uncle.
Yeah, you told me about him.
You may also know him as Lord Arundel, the Empire's regent. Many years ago, he took Her Majesty and fled to the Kingdom of Fargus. Then after a time, he returned to seize power. Together with former Prime Minister Ire and my father, Lord Arundel rendered Emperor Ionius IX politically impotent. Lady Edelgard is Ionius IX's daughter. I cannot begin to fathom the depth of her sadness at his betrayal. I see something of Lord Arundel in you. When I look at you, I feel I can almost see a second self lurking beneath the surface. It is as if you are in constant dialogue with something inside your heart. Something with desires very different from your own. Does that description feel familiar to you at all? Because to me, you seem unpredictable. As though you could turn traitor at any moment.
I mean, I'm stuck in this path. It's not like I can turn traitor at the last minute now. I'm stuck with you guys. No, not familiar at all.
The more I learn about you, the less I like. I had thought you might be of use to Lady Edelgard, but now I am beginning to think you may, through no fault of your own, present too great a risk. I hope you will prove me wrong, Professor. I would hate for this to come to bloodshed.
Yeah, sure. That's somehow increased this motor face to the max. Sure. Let's go with that. Let's entirely go with that. Alright, so this will do it for now. Next time, let's play Fire Between Houses. I'm gonna prepare for more. See you guys then.